Today I'm watching Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 6. The last episode was crazy. There was a lot going on. We learned more about Misty's backstory, and we lost the character of Christine, as Misty basically pushes her off the cliff. Not literally, but that was very much the direction it was going, and she threatens to kill her. And in the present day, Lottie is hypnotizing Natalie. She finds out what Travis's note means and says, like, we brought something back from the wilderness with them, and it's this darkness. They weren't alone. These very, very cryptic messages. We saw Ty and Van spend more time together in the present as well, and Ty was sleepwalking again, and Van's gonna follow her as Ty says, you know, this isn't where they're supposed to be. The police know that Shauna has lied to them, and that Callie knows that Jay is, you know, being undercover, and they set up, you know, this fake meeting with Randy to try and throw the police off of their scent of Adam. Walter left Misty on the side of a highway and said basically see you later, and he called her out and said, hey, I know about you and Adam, and he seemed to be okay with it. He definitely suspects she was involved with his murder, and now Misty is going to join the cult that Natalie's in. This big storm was rolling in at the end of the last episode, and Shauna was definitely getting into labor, so I'm very worried to see where that's going to go, if she's going to have the baby in this episode, what that's going to look like. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Guys, come on, you gotta learn this.
In this fetus, androgens have initiated the development of a
High school health class? Oh no.
Grower, right, Jeff? Dude, look at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are his balls, dumbass.
The guy's eating the banana they're used for condoms.
That tutoring session earlier. You should teach me again sometime.
Why Jeff passing out to Shauna?
Jeff is getting bold. Oh, yep, that's what's about to happen. Passing notes to Shauna in the middle of the class? Is this real? Did this actually happen?
Poppies, Jeff. Jackie likes poppies.
However, labor continues.
She pretended that he asked what kind of flowers she likes to lead off that they're hooking up, obviously.
Have any questions? Yes, Misty.
So, how much blood is there on average?
Of course, that's what she asks. Oh my god. Yeah, it's happening. It's go time, people. It's go time. Why do they have brass knuckles? What? What is this? Oh my god. Misty's bag. It's all these horrible things, of course, she can't take with her.
Kill herself. I don't believe that. You two aren't even friends.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these two meet as adults for the first time. Or I'm assuming in a long time. Maybe they've met before, but...
These are contractions, right? Should we be timing them or something?
Yeah, that last one was just over.
Misty's breaking down. Yeah.
Should I be timing the in-between or no?
Crystal's gone and she's freezing. Yeah.
Shauna, you can do anything.
Of course you can do it. And we're right here to help. Right, Misty?
Yeah, Misty's got to pull it together. She's the only hope of them making it out because she has a somewhat medical knowledge. Oh, that's an awkward POV. Crotch shot.
Shauna doesn't die.
What the would you say die?
You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die.
No, you're not gonna die.
Like, why would you put that out there? Yeah, exactly. Come on. She's already terrified.
The only person I loved. The only person who knew me.
Yeah, she blames herself for Travis and feels guilty. Yeah.
And yeah, maybe it was to survive. Maybe.
And having that music again that sounds like wolves howling in the background.
Is there a chance it could be us? Right? You and me?
No.
Maybe? Yeah. Who's this we they were referring to? Misty's losing it. Yeah, she's cracking, and obviously everything with Crystal.
They're gonna figure this out. Just a little bit more pain.
Shauna would just be terrified. Oh my gosh. You've got your life is in these guys' hands, basically, and Misty's got a view of your crotch.
Shauna, it's a rush. Just breathe. Shauna.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She bails? Oh my god. Now what? Now what? Come on, she was our only hope. As terrifying as that is.
Need help. Come on.
Yes. The thing is, I don't know any.
He's the only adult, so unfortunately it's you're all hands on deck, buddy.
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
And he's already weak and yeah, but they gotta pull it together.
We need offerings. Travis.
What is Travis gonna do with a skull? Oh my god, they're all in on this now. Just making casual sacrifices.
Look at me. Look at me. Shauna, breathe. Breathe.
Place your offerings down.
Yeah, like offerings of hair and like a button to who?
I'm not worried that I'm ill. I'm worried that I've never been ill.
Yeah, 'cause she was put on medication from such a young age. Yeah.
And that I wasn't the only one who felt it out there. It was all of us. It was a part of us.
Yeah, she's been separated from the group for so long and everybody kind of went their separate ways. Great question.
The power of that place. The god of that place.
Who is the god of that place?
I realize. We brought it back with us.
Yes, exactly. That's what Natalie was saying. Some dark force, something obviously. Yeah, they haven't named this god that she's talking about or this force, but something's out there.
No one! Come back!
Would you like a turn?
Misty's like the least enthusiastic drummer I've ever seen.
Nothing to be ashamed of. I joined after dissolving a subscription horse meat business I started with my brother-in-law.
What the f is that? Subscription, what? Coach is, needs a daydream like never before. He doesn't want to listen to Shauna screaming and giving birth.
Shit, that's right. The Silence of the Lambs? Hear No Evil! Yes!
Where he's playing charades. Yeah, and he seems like aware of this alternate version, like this alternate reality. It's about they're in the cabin now. That's interesting. Crossing worlds.
Is that the head? It's so purple.
Oh, it's not breathing. Oh no, that's usually after. Yeah. Oh no, the baby's not.
Keep pushing. Yes, definitely.
Gotta get it out of there now. You gotta get it out of there now.
Just coming out a little backwards, okay? But
Oh
don't
no,
worry.
stop breathing.
I'm just gonna touch you again, okay?
I didn't have high hopes they would both make it, and we know Shauna's around in the future, but oh my gosh.
Crystal, we had a plan. She was gonna, and I was gonna, and we were gonna do a song, Lottie. We were gonna do
Well, that's not happening because you metaphorically pushed her off a cliff. What is that?
The placenta is out, but the baby's still not coming, and she's bleeding a lot.
Oh, okay. Things are definitely backwards then.
Sweetie, you don't have to talk to them, okay? You haven't committed any crimes. Isn't lying to the cops a crime?
Obstruction of justice, but I mean, who's counting?
The last person who should be giving me legal advice right now.
Hello, Jay, if that even is your name.
Shauna Sadecki. I'm Officer Syracuse. Please, right this way.
So cordial when he's got information on you and your strawberry shampoo.
Honestly, Ty, you've got to see this place for yourself. It's a bunch of granola losers, but the food is great.
She's like, come on over. Is that where she's supposed to be?
We hear the wilderness and it hears us.
We hear the wilderness and it hears us. We hear the wilderness.
Do I want to know what's in that bowl? Is Travis crying? Everybody's crying. What's happening? Shauna's not looking good. She's fading fast.
It's just breathe. Breathe.
It's definitely giving like folk horror or nature god vibes, whatever this is that they're inadvertently praying. Well, they know they're praying to, they just don't know who or what it is, but they know it works, so they're not questioning it. But yeah, it's obviously some dark forces at work.
You're almost over this, Shauna. Come on, just a little bit more. Good.
Poor Shauna. That's just, oh my god, terrifying. And lights out. Oh my god, she passed out. Oh, the chanting is super creepy also.
I knew you could do it.
I don't think they're out of the woods yet. She doesn't look great. And the baby. Oh, Lottie was right, it's a boy. Oh my gosh. I thought that was gonna end a lot worse. I did not think that baby was gonna make it. Especially with like the lack of food and them being in very, you know, unclean place. Aww. And the stress and like so much going on, obviously.
What is going on with you? Are you even trying to be happy? Are you dating?
I get my needs met.
Oh my. Something battery operated?
Maybe I have. But don't flatter yourself. It's not because of you.
Good to see Van hasn't lost her sense of humor. You can tell they still care about each other, even though they're not together anymore, but have such a strong bond.
I have to.
They built him a little crib. Oh, this poor guy is not doing good.
I got something to say.
Jeff, so subtle, hangs out around the police station listening to this. Wow, wow, wow.
I just thought she should know.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'll make sure she gets the message.
Yeah, it's interesting to think they're all going to convene at Lottie's. They've been so separated this whole season, and now they're finally going to come together. Jeff probably didn't want to say she's in the police station being questioned about a murder.
She was just the most incredible athlete, dresser. No, she always was just such a talent.
And there's Misty in her purple. Yeah, it didn't take long for her to convert.
Please stop crying. I know you're hungry. I'm trying to feed you, but...
Poor Shauna. Oh, that's so tough. Yeah, everybody's starving, and now they have another mouth to feed, and oh, she's branching into being a new mom in a very tricky situation.
Your kid doesn't like you too much, does she?
I guess not. If she was dating you to get under my skin.
Great detective work there, bud.
Friend, after asking her only daughter to lie to law enforcement.
Have you?
That's the shot we have of Shauna in the intro as well.
You see, Callie, you are your own person, and you do not have to be like your mom.
She's not going to be well, maybe. I mean, that's tale is yet to be told, but yeah, she's definitely protecting her mom.
I never even wanted to be a mom.
Wow, of all the episodes to confess to that, this is the one we're going with. Okay.
Turn out the way you think it will. You have a kid that you don't want.
Oh, Shauna.
When's the last time you saw Adam Martin?
Hope you got your story straight, Shauna. Yeah, because here we go. Callie still has half of the driver's license.
I was a virgin. And Jay...
Oh, no. He told me he loved me. Oh, no. Callie is a monster. Oh, but he... Yep. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Officer Saracusa.
Officer Saracusa knows the rules, Callie.
Is he gonna buy it, though? Exactly. Okay, good. I was like, oh, no.
Charge me. We'll see who a jury believes.
She might be more like her mom than we thought.
Weird-ass balls.
Does he? She's just taking a shot in the dark, but yeah, she's definitely more like her mom than we thought. Oh my god. Baby's not crying. That makes me very worried. That makes me very worried.
The fuck are you?
Lottie singing to him? Is Lottie gonna feed him? How the f is that possible?
He's mine. Give him back.
What? So many questions right now. What the f?
You'll understand soon enough.
What does Lottie have planned for this baby? I'm terrified. Cheese and rice. Things are getting real weird, man.
Okay. How'd it go?
I told them I was sleeping with Adam. Yes?
What if they searched our car?
Yeah, probably not a great time to have a weapon in the glove box.
I am really worried about you. You are like out of control, Shauna.
Yeah, you think?
We've never seen her break down like this, but it's also hard to know when she's being sincere.
And Misty and Natalie, they're already there. I think you should go.
Yeah. It'll be a weird reunion, but it'd be good to get out of town.
Okay. Mom, I used your idea, and I'm pretty sure they're scared.
Oh, of course it was Shauna's idea. Of course. Oh my gosh. She's ingraining horrible habits into her kid. Natalie, are you gonna kill this fish just because you can? What the f is wrong with you? Seriously?
It's all a goddamn prison anyway.
Come on, man. You had one job. You had one day to look after this fish. Yeah, come on. Like, that's just cruel.
It was all really complicated. I'll tell you all about it someday.
I wish Jackie was here with her, and yeah, she could use a friend.
The point is, I was wrong. And I love you so much.
Aw, Shauna.
Who you become.
Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, because if it doesn't work, then Lottie's just gonna keep coming in, and it's not gonna be good. Oh, Shauna. Just want this one thing to work out for her. Oh. Oh, maybe?
Drink up, drink up, drink up, drink up. Drink up, yes. I love you so much.
Oh, my heart. I definitely wasn't expecting this response from Shauna. I thought she was gonna... I don't know what she was gonna do to that baby, but I didn't think it'd be good.
What's happening?
Looks like we have visitors.
Yeah, and Natalie's wearing purple now, and everybody's arrived. Oh my gosh, quite the reunion. We haven't seen them together all season, really. What's going on between these two? What's happening? This slow shot of Lottie walking towards them all. Oh no, this can't be good. And we don't- oh, the symbol! The symbol's in the grass! Oh my god, I was like, oh, we have this long shot to see, like, the separation, but the symbol's, like, in the pathways of this place. Oh my gosh. And Lottie's back to feeding the baby. Yep.
Where's my baby?
Why did they drug her? What? They're eating the baby? Are you serious? This isn't happening, right? This is a dream? This isn't real. This can't be real. This can't be real, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, that's a lion. We can't go down. We can't, please.
What about you were unconscious? We thought we lost you.
Oh, it was all a dream?
Where is he? Why are you lying? Why?
He didn't make it. He didn't make it. Oh no.
No, he was
That's what I was worried about.
And then I finally fed him and he was crying. He was crying.
She was obviously unconscious. And yeah, it wasn't real.
I can still hear him cry. He's still crying. I can still hear him cry. He's hungry, don't you hear?
Oh, poor Shauna.
Why can't you hear him?
Oh, my heart.
Hear him cry. Why can't you hear him?
It definitely doesn't excuse what Shauna does, but it definitely explains her behavior a little bit. So much trauma. Oh my gosh. So that was my first time watching Yellowjackets, season 2, episode 6. Now that I've had a minute to wipe away the tears from that ending. Big episode. That was a lot to deal with. That was a big emotional part of the show. We knew Shauna had been pregnant, obviously, for a while, and that this day would eventually come. And like I said, we knew Shauna was around in the present. We knew she makes it to the future, and she has Callie, but she didn't have a son, so I had assumed something bad had happened. But to see it played out this way felt really cruel as an audience member. To have this, version where things are okay and to have it just ripped away. And usually I'm pretty good at sensing when things... I've obviously seen a lot of movies and TV shows, and I'm usually pretty good at being like, okay, this feels too good to be true, or this is a dream. But I just wanted this to be real so badly, and I let myself get caught up in it, and they were very convincing. It was very realistic. And then to have that ending... No, buddy. No. Okay, bye. It's one thing to think it's going to happen and be pretty sure it's going to happen, and then it's another thing entirely to see it happen, and it was just devastating. And even Shauna at the police station says, like, I wasn't always a bad person. She's talking to Jeff, and she's like, I wasn't always like this, and again, not that I'm making excuses for how she behaves, but we're starting to learn more and more about her backstory, and obviously some of the things she's experienced in the woods, and obviously things in the wilderness that affected her, and, losing Jackie, and then, a few months later losing her son, and just... It's a lot. That would be a lot for anybody, and especially in this situation where she doesn't have her family with her, and she has her friends, she has the team, but even most of them got up and kind of left, and it was just her and Ty there, and I think one other team member, but she knows she has to process this alone, and I don't think they ever received any kind of support when they got back. But just such a heart-wrenching scene to see Shauna break down. The actress, stunning performance. It was devastating. Like, I could barely keep the tears in. It was such a heartbreaking scene, and she did an amazing performance. I don't know who could get through that without tearing up, and to just see her, going through, playing through the motions of everything that had just happened to her, because to her it was real, and in her mind this is actually what happened, and that she was actually unconscious, but to her she had lived out this dream of having this baby, and a couple days had gone by, and she was able to feed it, and that was a big accomplishment as she had been struggling, and she had come to this place of her and this kid had bonded, and she had talked to how much she loved this kid, and, was telling it, like, maybe I didn't want you at the beginning, but now, it would do anything for you, and was so excited to see this kid grow up. And then that's ripped back to reality when we find out that the baby had in fact passed away, and it was just devastating to hear her say, like, I can still hear him cry, I can still hear him cry. And a state of total shock and trauma and just horrible things, like, just cannot process it. I think she just kind of shuts down and just yelling and over and getting hysterical, as you would, because it's a horrible event, obviously. And just my heart just broke because, like Shauna said, I don't think she actually was sure what she was going to do when the kid got here, but having that fantasy she had when she was unconscious, this daydream, whatever you want to call it, that she had the baby and it was going to be okay, and they were going to figure it out as they went. But oh my gosh, it was just so heartbreaking. And she has that shot where she comes out of her room and everybody's mouth is covered in blood and they're eating the baby, and for a minute I was like, I don't know how we get back from that. Like, yes, they have done some horrible things in the show, but to me, that's a whole new level of horrible. And I was like, I don't think we can recover. Like, that kind of crossed a line for me. So I was like, I don't know where we're gonna go. And to see her get snapped back to reality, I was like, okay, I was wondering why she was so dazed and like she seemed drugged. And I was like, why would Natalie bring her drugged tea? That's definitely a Misty move. I was like, why would Natalie do that? We know Lottie obviously was acting maybe a bit too comfortable with this baby. And even Lottie said like, he's here to save us and all of this stuff. And yeah, so I don't know if she's somehow involved. Please no spoilers, but there's a lot of weird things going on in the background. And even when Shauna's in labor, they're, cutting their hand and pouring blood over this skull and, saying, we are the wilderness is us, and just like chanting over and over, and just very bizarre. But that's typically what they do to protect themselves. And, anytime they go out hunting, Lottie has a special tea that she gives them. So it definitely felt like a place of, okay, we're in trouble here because things aren't looking good for Shauna and we need to get out of trouble. So I feel like whatever they were doing was good intentions to save Shauna and the baby, and it didn't really work. So that was obviously a very devastating part. And I don't know realistically how long the baby would have lasted out there. Obviously, it's a very tricky situation, and, their food supply is low already. So yeah, it wouldn't have probably ended well either way, but it was just such a gut punch, and it just made me feel so bad for Shauna, and just devastating to lose her kid like that. I don't know what she's gonna do now going forward. Like, this has been her whole journey, as a character, and I can't even imagine what Shauna is going to do for the next episode, for the rest of the season, what that's going to look like. She was very depressed when Jackie died and was, dressing up Jackie and putting makeup on her and talking to her. I don't think she's going to be able to do that with the baby. It's still winter, so I hope, please don't let this end like it ended with Jackie. Like I said, I can't even go there because it's just so horrible to think about, but they're going to have to process it in some way, and I'm very worried that Shauna is just going to spiral and it's just going to lead to more bad things. The fact that Callie used this story and started crying at the police station, I was like, okay, maybe Callie is more like her mom than we thought, but obviously Shauna is the one who suggested this plan in the first place, and it's going to be very interesting when we finally see, part of this reunion. We saw them all meet in this episode, that last shot of the episode, but we didn't get to see them talk, really. They just kind of looked at each other and saw each other across the field. And that symbol is literally in this, area. It's in the pathways that Lottie has created. So very bizarre. And it's, so ingrained in everything that they do, this symbol. And to see Van and Lottie kind of have this moment and staring at each other. And Lottie has her back to them, but she can somehow sense that they're there and turns around. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where that's going to go. They've definitely been a separated group this season. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing, and obviously Natalie was kidnapped. Misty's trying to find Natalie. The first season, I feel like the adults were together a lot more as they were trying to figure out what was going on, and this season they're a lot more separated. So I'm very excited to see them all back together and have a chance to talk as adults, and everybody's seeing adult Van. I don't know when the last time they would have met her. Everybody is here now, so yeah, it's very interesting. Misty is still getting texts from Walter, but obviously she's fully into the situation and doesn't have her phone, so he wasn't in this episode. I don't know if he'll be in the next episode. If Lottie is going to tell the group what happened to Travis, if they're going to go down that road, but they obviously have a lot to talk about and a lot to figure out, and like they've been leading up to in the past few episodes, that they're all connected. All of them have this piece of the wilderness with them, and whether they like it or not, basically, so they've all kind of have this trauma that they carry with them. And I know even Lottie says, yes, we did horrible things, but now she's starting to wonder if she ever was sick at all, and we know she was put on medication very early on, and she was able to kind of see things very early on. So yeah, it's interesting to see her start to question that and wonder why that happened and how she got there. We had a flashback to the high school, and I don't know why Jeff was just passing notes to Shauna in class. Like, he didn't realize that would be suspicious. Shauna obviously covers it up, but still, it's like, Jeff, what are you doing? Like, everybody knows you're with Jackie. Like, it was a silly idea. And of course, this is the episode where Coach is showing them the health video, and of course this is the episode where Shauna is giving birth, so that was obviously very direct. And Misty just completely freezing. She's this whole time been the one with the most medical knowledge, and I don't feel like it was ever verbally discussed, but probably heavy implied that when the time came for Shauna, Misty would be the one to, you know, do this and to help her bring this child into the world. And Misty is obviously still processing everything that happened with Crystal, because that just happened, and kept flashing back to Crystal's body, and she breaks down, freezes entirely. Someone else has to take over, and then, you know, they're able to talk her off the ledge basically and bring her back to reality and say like, hey, you still have time. You can save this person. You couldn't save Crystal, and, you know, you can save Shauna now. So that kind of brings her back, and she's able to step into action. But even the baby being born not backwards, but the placenta being first and then the baby, like, that was obviously something was off from the start. And yeah, it was a long time coming, but it was still horrible to see. It's hard to know when Shauna's being sincere and when she's putting on a show, especially for the police officers, and when they're pulled in for questioning and she says, I never wanted to be a mom. And of course, motherhood is a very, very prevalent theme in this episode, and she's talking about, like, you know, I didn't want this and I thought it would save a marriage. I'm like, are you just setting that up so the police think that you were in a situation you didn't want to be in, and that's why you chose to cheat on Adam? Which I think some of that is true. We don't know much about Shauna and Jeff's relationship when she comes back from the wilderness, but they obviously have Callie, and I don't know if she mentions the baby boy that she has in the wilderness that was also Jeff's, but yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I don't think Jeff knows. I can't imagine Shauna would bring that up, but to see her put on this show basically, and to have the police officer just start laughing and kind of, you know, egging her on and trying to get her to confess to more things, and she tells them that yes, she was having an affair with Adam, and that's it basically. We know there was much more, and Jeff's like, you got to get out of town because you're gonna tell things that you don't want to tell. And Callie brings on the waterworks and tells this lie about Jay. We didn't learn much about Javi in this episode. Obviously, Shauna was the main focus in having the baby, and Travis being the one to start the ritual. I wasn't expecting that, but him and Lottie definitely have something, and we saw that, you know, when he passed away. She's the one he called, and they have this bond. There's some unspoken bond between the two of them where she can help with his panic attacks, and now he's obviously fully on board for these rituals. And like I said, he's the one who initiated it, which I was not expecting, and everybody standing around chanting. It was super creepy, and I know they don't have a lot of options. They're definitely out in the middle of nowhere and haven't talked to other people in a very, very long time, and it's worrying that this is becoming more commonplace, and they're just like, oh, we're in trouble, let's do this. And even Lottie saying, like, they were praying to some god they didn't know, and, you know, making sacrifices to this wilderness and this god of the land or whatever it was. It still doesn't really have a name, and I don't know if it needs one or if we'll ever get one, but the fact that they're very much acknowledging that they knew they were dabbling in something that they didn't really understand, and clearly that was something very dark, and, you know, them realizing that the darkness wanted them to stay there. It was interesting to see adult Van and Ty spend more time together, and it sounds like Van's video shop isn't doing well, which, trying to run a video rental place in present day, especially VHS, she has to rent all the players even, and Ty notices the bills in the mail as well, so I'm curious to see if Ty will help her out financially and what that'll look like. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where they're gonna go. Overall, it was a really tough episode to watch. I was definitely getting teary-eyed with that last scene. It was just heartbreaking and such a stellar performance, but just packed so many punches, and my heart broke instantly. I was tearing up, and oh my gosh, it was just so painful to see the scene. And like I said, I didn't have high hopes that the baby would make it, but it was still different to see it and to think it at the same time. And I'm very curious to see what this reunion with everybody's going to look like, what secrets will be told, what secrets are going to be found out, what they're going to lie about. And I don't know the last time they were all together like this. We know in season 1, you know, we had everybody but Van and Lottie, and now we've got Van and Lottie added to the mix as well. So yeah, very curious to see where the story progresses. I'm very worried for what Shauna's going to do now, because obviously this baby is no longer there, and what that's going to look like, and the state of shock she's going to be in, how they're going to process that. Maybe if the police will bring in Jeff in the next episode, who knows, he wasn't brought in this time, but they're obviously getting more and more suspicious, so maybe with Shauna out of the picture, you know, out of town, they'll talk to Callie more. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. The guy's eating the banana they're used for condoms. Why do they have brass knuckles? What? What is this? Just making casual sacrifices. They built him a little crib. Oh, this poor guy is not doing good. They didn't want to say she's in the police station being questioned about a murder. But yeah, she's definitely more like her mom than we thought. Oh my god. Yeah, probably not a great time to have a weapon in the glove box.